happy love week. I don't know, does Valentine's get its own week? Probably not. But Valentine's Day is this week, and I'm doing a special collab with my cat ladies, Andy and Valeria of The Green Queen and The Conscious Bee. All their links will be down below if you have not seen any of our cat lady collabs before. They're my two best friends, and we like to collab and do, you know, little fun videos every once in a while. It's been a couple of months since we did one. Sometimes we don't have ideas or, you know, stuff happens and whatever, but we are coming at you this month with a special collab that is also in collab, not only with my cat ladies, but with Red Apple Lipstick. So, not in a sponsored capacity, but we're working with Red Apple Lipstick to do a Galentine's look. I've done a couple, I think at least one Galentine's video with Red Apple Lipstick on my channel in previous years. I've worked with Red Apple Lipstick for years, you guys know that. And for Valentine's this year, or Galentine's around this year, they always do like a Galentine's Day special where it's about, you know, the women in your life and, you know, empowering women and friendships and things like that, where it's not about like Valentine's, like, you know, the love of your life. It's about, you know, the other loves of your life, your friends. So we've come together, all of us, the cat ladies and Red Apple Lipstick, to not only showcase the lipstick that's being re-released, it's the lipstick in the color Starlit, but we're also here to just talk to you guys about Galentine's Day and, you know, the women friendships of our lives and how important they are and how special they are and things like that. So I have an idea for this makeup look. So all I know, or all I knew, is that I was basing this around the lipstick in Starlit, which is a really, really pretty sort of like pink. I think what I'm going to do is sort of like a light swatching of it on the lips. I don't want it to be too heavy, but it's also not super like opaque, you know? It's not like a matte, super opaque lipstick. So what I also had the idea to do is last month I did an eye look for the Skylar scent of last month, and I thought that this would actually go really well with an idea I had to do for the Skylar scent this month. So this isn't sponsored by Skylar like last month's video was. I just thought this would sort of fit very well, and as the boxes inspire me, I do want to create like an eye look around them, so I thought that this would be a good video to put it in. I hope that made sense. So yes, I thought that it would go very well with this. So that's what I'm doing. So this is the Skylar scent this month. It's the scent Sweet Incense. If I can get my camera to focus, there it goes. And it's got scent notes of juniper berry, incense, and vanilla orchid. So it's very unique and different. And it's got like all these purples and pinks. So since this is a Galentine's Day look and I was planning on doing something pink anyway, I just thought this would be sort of like perfect. So what my idea is, I didn't practice this one like I practiced my last one, so this could turn out very wrong. I hope not though, because in my mind it's pretty simple, and I don't think that I can screw it up. But since it's got sort of like pinks and purples and like sort of like a little bit of a reddish color, my idea is to do like a matte pink all over the lid, and then do a purple along the lash line, and then do sort of like a maroon along the under eye. So this sort of is just like lines, you know, it's almost like geode or like rocks, but I thought sort of like, you know, creating separate lines would be sort of like interesting inspiration. You know, it's not as, I don't know. That's just the idea that I had. So I'm going to take the swatch off before I rub it all over myself. And then I'm going to put some of this on to hopefully inspire me to create the look that I'm thinking of. So I mean, it's very pretty, and it's a very interesting scent. I'm usually not one for vanillas. I think I've shared this on my channel before, but it's synthetic vanilla really makes me nauseous. Like, I used to get sick all the time every time I would walk into like Bath and Body Works. I mean, fragrance in general is very bad for me. I get migraines, fragrance-induced migraines very easily. But the scent of synthetic vanilla always made me like physically ill. Like, I don't know if it's something in like the chemical composition of that scent specifically, but like I would always feel so ill. So like anytime anybody was around me with like the Bath and Body Works vanilla or like anything that was like vanilla, I just wanted to like vomit. But this is different. This does not make me have those same like reactions, because it's mixed with enough other things that the vanilla isn't like the most prominent, and it's vanilla orchid. So it's like, I don't know if it's like vanilla mixed with orchid, But there's also some orange peel in here, so it gives it like a little bit of a citrus. It's got a little bit of like that incensey smell, so it's a little smoky. It's very interesting, but also very nice. So I'll leave the links below for that if you want to check it out. And Skylar did give me a new coupon code, so if you are new to Skylar Scents and you want to try it, they did give me a code that will give you 50% off your first box. And then my regular code will give you 10% off, you know, anything else on the store. But they wanted to give you guys a new coupon code. So if you are new, you get 50% off your first box. So that's what we're doing today. Let's hope and pray, cross our fingers that this goes the way that I have planned. I am gonna be using, I thought that this would be the perfect palette, the Aether Beauty Amethyst Crystal Grid palette, because it's got a couple of really good colors that I thought would go well with this. Mostly sort of like these like purples in here. And then I'm gonna use one of my Prisma palette shadows. I thought this would go well. Macaron, I think it is, but we'll get to that when we get to the actual portion. So to not make this video too long, I am going to speed up through my base makeup, my foundation, my concealer, my bronzer, and my brows, because they are all things that you guys know and I've talked about a bazillion times. So I'm just going to speed through that real quickly, probably like 30 seconds of footage, and then we will get on to the rest of the face. Okay, so now that we have done that, let's do, I'm gonna do my eye primer, and then while that sets, I'm gonna do my blush, I think. So my eye look is not gonna be super complicated, as you guys are, you know, expecting, because I don't do super complicated eye looks. I am using the Ilia eye primer. I find that this one dries really nicely and eyeshadows stick very well to it. It's pretty easy to blend out. So then for blush, I think I'm gonna go very lightly in with the Antonym Rose Blush. It's like a nice sort of like neutral pink, and I'm just gonna go, I know I usually go pretty heavy on the blush. I'm gonna go pretty light today because I want the lips to sort of be the focus of the face and not the cheeks, where usually I wear a gloss, and so the cheeks are like the focus of my face, which is usually fine, but for this one today, I'm just gonna do a light pink. It always looks more intense on video than it does in real life. I am gonna still blend it down a little, but like colors are way more pronounced, I've noticed, on the camera than in real life. Cause like now it looks like I'm not even wearing any blush, but you could totally see it on camera. Okay, we're gonna save mascara, we're gonna save lipstick, we're gonna save highlighter. We're gonna go in and do eyeshadows. So while I'm doing my eyeshadow stuff, I'm going to talk to you about it first, so that way I can talk while I'm doing my eyeshadow, because you don't really need me to be talking through the eyeshadow. So I want to talk about Galentines and, you know, my girlfriends and like how and why they're important to me and things like that. So I am going to use the color Macaron. Hopefully I didn't just break it. I did not. From Prisma palette, which is like a nice sort of like neutral, light, taupey purple, pink. It's sort of gray. Here's this color swatch, and I feel like it sort of matches some of the color scheme that's going on here. So this would make sort of like a nice neutral base. And then, excuse me, from the Aether Beauty palette, I think what I'm gonna take, if I can find the cover, here we go. Third Eye and Transformation would probably be the two best here. So we're gonna go with Third Eye which is this one. Usually these are glitters that you want to apply with a finger, so we're gonna hopefully see how it does smudged with a brush. And then Transformation. Because this one has a little bit of red in it. So we'll probably do Third Eye smudged in the top, and then this one smudged in the bottom. So we'll see how that all comes together. I think it'll be fine. And I have like cat hair all over my face. Like, what else is new? And then I am gonna zoom in while I do that, and then just sort of like talk. That way you can sort of like really see what's going on. So Galentines, like I said, I have done these sort of like Galentine collabs with Red Apple before, but I don't know that I've ever really talked about like the importance of friendships and, you know, your girlfriends and how important those things are like in your life. I don't know. I've become really, really, like, as you guys know, because you've, you know, watched our friendships evolve over the last years. I mean, Valeria and I, we've had a shorter friendship than, you know, Andy and I, but I value so highly the friendships that I've created with Valeria and Andy. You know, having them has really gotten me through a lot that I haven't talked about here so much. I've shared, you know, a lot more personal stuff with them because there are just some things that I choose not to share here because they're harder things to talk about. They are, it's painful stuff, but I mean, I've luckily had friends who aren't judgmental, who are understanding, who are very good listeners. That's been important and something I've really needed, you know, through a lot of things. You know, Andy was there when I was going through my infertility stuff, and then we got to see each other when I was pregnant, which was so fun. Went to the Grand Canyon. I didn't bring a blender brush in here. That was a bad idea. But yeah, having the friendships with the two of them has just been very important to me. And I really, really value and treasure the relationships that I have with the both of them. And I'm the kind of person that, like, I need like quality friendships. Like, I know there are a lot of people who just like to be friends with a lot of people. And I know this, I've sort of expressed that I like want everybody to like me, which is, I know is impossible, like on my channel before, but like I do need like a very small amount of like quality friendships. It is nice to have like, you know, a lot of friends, but I don't have a lot of like quality friendships. Which, I mean, it's hard to, I think it's hard to have like a lot of them. It's hard to keep and maintain that many friendships, I think. Like, I even try sometimes, like, with a lot of you guys, like, I try to talk. It's just, like, with my life and all that, it just gets to be a lot. And maybe that's why I've fallen out with, like, so many of my high school friends, like, all of my high school friends. Even getting them to come to, like, Oliver's birthday party is, like, a struggle. He probably won't have a birthday party this year. But, I have actually all of my really good friendships have come from YouTube. I really don't have any friendships anymore from people who are in high school. They don't keep up. I stopped trying to keep up. You know, I know we all have lives and stuff and whatever, but like, I don't want a friendship that like we talk like once every 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go into the office, so I don't see people on a regular basis, so I do need people to talk to. So having girlfriends is really important to me. And, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, I am really, really good friends with Ashley, who is like sort of the customer service social media face of Red Apple Lipstick. She lives here in the area, and we've been really good friends for years now. Years and years. We see each other, you know, every couple of months whenever we can get together, because she's always very, very busy. But she's one of my like best friends. We just connected through working together through Red Apple Lipstick and, you know, realized we live in the same state and got together, and, you know, the rest is sort of history. She's very genuine and like a really, really sweet person. I love her a lot. It's a really nice color. I'm just trying to sort of like build it up to how I want it to get to without blocking it too much. So like other girls in the community, I mean, I'm not super good friends with, I guess, a lot of girls in the community, and it does make me sad because it just then sort of feels like we're all just out for ourselves and like everybody else doesn't even matter. I mean, whether people want to admit it or not, I know that the most common phrase that people like to use is, you know, there's enough space for everybody, but the truth is that blogging it can get lonely, because if you say something that somebody doesn't like, then they stop associating with you, or they start to judge you, or they start to feel like your competition. Like, I know that most people say that there's enough space for everybody, but that's not, I mean, it's true. I mean, everybody can sort of like do their own thing, but it feels isolating sometimes because, you know, there are people who have watched me for a long time, who started their own channels, who then stopped associating with me. I mean, like, that hurts too, because it's like, did you only watch me because I wasn't competition then, and now that I'm competition now you don't want to associate with me anymore? I mean, that feels crappy. So that's why I'm saying it's like, it's very important to find people who are genuine and who are really just like your people, because there are a lot of people out there who, even though you wish they were your people, they're just not your people. And you just have to find the ones who are genuine and who don't have, you know, like some sort of other agenda. It can be hard to find authentic, real people. You know, I've gone through my fair share of ups and downs with authenticity and people on this platform, and you know, there was a point where I was like trying to be friends with everybody, and as much as I want to, you just can't, because not everybody's in this for, you know, that reason. They're not in it to make friends. They're in it to make a name for themselves, to be famous, to whatever. No, and that's what I love so much about Andy and Valeria, and why we all connect so well, is that we sort of all have the same mindset, and why we're here to do this is that, like, it's a passion for us, and it's not about like getting the most followers or like doing collabs that are going to make us, you know, that's why I don't do collabs that much, is because I do find that people, I mean, you know, that's why people do them, right? You know that they do them because they want to grow, and it's not really coming from a place of like, oh, this person really is my good friend. It's just like, this person has higher numbers than me and I'm gonna get something from that. That's why I don't really like doing collabs, because I find that so just like, I don't know. I don't want to feel used, you know? Like, if somebody is like, oh, I want to collab with you because you have thousands of more subscribers than I do, and then I might get some of those subscribers. Like, I want to collab with somebody who's like genuine and who wants to collab with me because we have similar ideals and things like that. Which is why I love doing my collabs with Andy and Valeria's. They're such genuine people, you know? So that's the bottom lash line. Let's do the top lash line and hope that it all comes out. I'm gonna try to do an angled brush first before I try to do anything else, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll try to like stamp it on there. This might not work. I brought a few different kinds of brushes to try to see what we can do here. That one sort of works a little bit better. It won't be like a super straight, like, you know, point. You know what I could have done that probably worked better is like try to foil it. I wonder if these work for foiling. I've never tried it because I don't usually do that. I have some water here, maybe I'll try it. Oh yeah, that does. It like intensifies the pigment a bit. I mean, like, people are probably like, well, duh. Can you see? Hopefully you can. Let's just try to build it up. I mean, because this is more like a glitter, it's not the sort of like cleanest application. It does sort of like, it's a little bit chunky because these really do go on better with your finger. And I don't want to like disturb it with my finger too much because I don't want to take it off. But I also want to fix it. Is this coming out how I imagined? Not really. Then let's try this pointy brush again, foiling it. See if I can create sort of like a sharper. Well, that did not do what I expected. This is a little experimental. I'll just sort of pat this on here. But yeah, I'm just very thankful for the friendships that I do have and for the friendships that I've developed with Andy and Valeria, because I know that they're lifelong and they're truly genuine people, and that's important to find in a setting like blogging, because you can find people that just want to like latch on to you because you will make them grow, or, you know, it's a group of people who have really high numbers, so you know that you'll get, you know, higher numbers. I don't play those games, so it's about, for me, it's about finding just like genuine people who really are here. I mean, like, it's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with people who like want to grow. It's just like, I want to find people who are genuine outside of that, you know? Does that make sense? I hope that that does. And yeah, it's taken me a long time to find. You know, when I first started YouTube, there was a group of girls that I really loved watching and I really wanted to be friends with, but like, it just felt like over time, it just wasn't like a right fit, and it made me sad because I spent like a lot of time watching them and I just really loved them, and then, I don't know, none of us just ever really became good friends, and it made me sad, you know? It makes you sad when you like people and friendships like don't work out, you know? Tell me I'm not the only one who feels that way. I can't be. I know, I'm sure I'm not. Okay, so it doesn't look exactly as I pictured it in my mind. You know, it's not like geode-like, but I mean, I got the colors in there. It's sort of like, you know, there's a line on the bottom, there's a line on the top. There's some sort of like pink in there. I mean, I was more inspired by like the colors. If I was like a more fancy makeup artist or like skilled makeup artist, I could probably do something like this, but I am not. I think it's still okay, you know? So we're gonna do the Red Apple Lipstick Lash Project Mascara just to finish it off. I did open a new tube. The other tube that I had opened had been opened for like, I don't even know how long. I mean, so many of the mascaras that I've got in there that I'm still using have been opened for like at least a year. I know they say like you should get rid of them every 3 months, but I don't know. I can't. I just feel like that's so wasteful. I mean, like, I've never had an eye infection. I mean, I'm not sticking like this in my eyes. if they ever smell off, I throw them away. Or like if I have an eye infection, which I haven't had an eye infection in like years, I would throw them all away if I ended up with an eye infection. But I've never had I can't say that I've never had an eye infection, because I have. I just haven't had an eye infection in a long time. I really like this mascara because it's like a drier formula. It's not super wet, so it gives you just like nice, fluttery, sort of like natural looking lashes. I think my kid is like sitting in the hallway like banging his legs on the wall. Oliver had to stay home from school yesterday. Unfortunately, it was like school picture day too, and they're not going to do makeups. But he had like a fever in the morning, which was sad. He was just like moaning. He was like, but he still wanted to go to school. He's like, go to school? I feel so bad. He loves school. So that's with mascara. I think it's still cute. Even though it's not exactly what I had in my mind, I think it's still cute. I mean, it's like still purples, it's still pinks. It still looks good from a distance, which is really all that matters, right? Okay, so now we're gonna finish it up with highlighter and then lipstick. So I'm gonna use the Alima Pure highlighter in rose gold, just for a little light dusting of, highlighter. I didn't want anything that was gonna be super, you know, blinding, like any of my cream ones. The cream ones do tend to be more pigmented, and the ones that are like cream and like sort of like frosty, I just wanted something that was going to sort of be like light. I don't even know that it really shows up like a ton. It's just subtle, just sort of subtle, because I didn't want it to be too much, you know. I don't like my highlighter to look like you could see it from space, you know? Okay, so now we're gonna do the lipstick. And this is Starlit again. I'm just gonna do it. I don't want it to be too much. I just want it to be sort of like a really light. I could use my handheld mirror for this too. And then we'll just sort of like blur the edges a little bit too. I think that's good. I didn't want to do like too much. I didn't want it to be like too much lips. So this is the finished look. I think it came out really pretty. You know, I have ideas like when I come on here, but I hardly ever practice ahead of time, so I know what they come out with. So like sometimes when I film videos like this, it turns out all wrong and I have to scrap the whole video and you never see it. So it's like this one came out good, I think. I really like it. I mean, you guys know I like pinks and purples, and I think this was sort of like a nice way to do both. And the new re-released lipstick, it's not new, but the re-released lipstick from Red Apple Lipstick is a really pretty one. You could do it sort of like more built up. There's a lot of people making noise out on my street today, so I don't know how much of that you can hear. My microphone does pick up quite a little bit, but I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please go check out Andy and Valeria's videos to see what looks they came up with and how they sort of paired it with the lipstick, and subscribe to them if you are not. Check out all of our other Cat Lady collabs down below. I have a playlist with all of our videos running. If you haven't seen any of them, if you need to catch up on some, they're all down there. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you're doing for Galentine's, or why Galentine's is important to you, or you know, the importance of your lady friendships, or just friendships in general outside of your romantic relationships. You know, friendships are very important. We need friends. We need people outside of you know, romantic partners to sort of be there for us and to be there for them. And it's a different relationship. And it's very important to me. Like, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I've gone through periods of time where I haven't had friends, and it's very isolating and it's very lonely. And I don't know. I think as much as sometimes this like community frustrates me, I do thank being a part of this community for bringing me to the people who are in my life and who make it special and who make it fun and who I've connected with. And I'm just like, I never would have met them any other way than this. And I thank being a part of this to bringing me those people, because I genuinely need those people in my life. And I'm so glad that I found them. And you know, you guys too, I'm so glad that I found all of you guys and that you are here and, you know, you put up with me. I know I can be a lot sometimes and probably annoying, you know, other times, but you guys mean a lot to me. Your support and your just being here means a lot to me. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in my next one.